The Holocaust stands as one of the darkest chapters in human history, where millions of innocent lives were systematically exterminated by the Nazi regime. However, what if the Holocaust had never been stopped? What if the atrocities committed by the Nazis had continued unabated? Exploring this chilling hypothetical scenario allows us to delve into the potential consequences and ramifications of such a horrific continuation of genocide. Had the Holocaust never been stopped, it is conceivable that the Nazi regime would have continued to expand its genocidal campaign, targeting not only Jews but also other marginalized groups deemed undesirable by the regime. The systematic murder of millions of individuals based on their ethnicity, religion, political beliefs, sexual orientation, and disabilities could have intensified, leading to even greater atrocities and suffering. Imagine that the Nazis aren't stopped. Their hate machine keeps churning. Would you think their only targets would be only Jews? No? Wouldn't. Think Roma, political dissidents, disabled people, anyone deemed undesirable. The death toll could have skyrocketed, a horrifying expansion of hate-fueled murder. It's enough to make you shiver, right? With the Holocaust unchecked, the Nazi regime would have likely consolidated its power further, expanding its control over Europe and beyond. The conquest of additional territories would have provided the Nazis with more resources, manpower, and infrastructure to perpetrate their heinous crimes on an even larger scale. Countries that resisted Nazi occupation would have faced brutal reprisals, contributing to widespread fear and submission. This scenario is horrifying, but it sheds light on a very real danger. Hatred and prejudice can be like weeds. Left unchecked, they can grow and spread, poisoning communities and even entire nations. We see this happening even today, right? Different groups, divided by race, religion, or even just geography, can be pitted against each other. It's a tactic some people use to gain power, and it's incredibly dangerous. The continuation of the Holocaust would have had profound implications for global politics and international relations. The failure of the Allies to halt Nazi aggression and prevent genocide could have undermined faith in the principles of democracy, human rights, and collective security. The world wouldn't escape unscathed. The Allies failing to stop the Nazis could have shattered faith in democracy and human rights. Imagine a world where dictators feel emboldened, where genocide becomes a normal tactic. It could have destabilized everything, leading to even more conflicts. A chilling domino effect. It's important to acknowledge that some, with a dangerous viewpoint, might see a larger death toll in this scenario as a positive due to overpopulation concerns. This perspective is deeply flawed. The methods used by the Nazis were barbaric and stand in stark contrast to the many sustainable solutions we can explore to address environmental challenges. Mass murder is not the answer. Instead, we should focus on scientific advancements, education, and responsible resource management. Now, I know. This scenario is bleak. But even in the darkest times, there's a flicker of hope. Throughout history, people have fought back against tyranny. Acts of courage, defiance against hate, these remind us of the human spirit's incredible strength. Even if the Nazis seemed unstoppable, there would have been resistance. The will to survive, to fight for what's right, burns bright even in the face of unimaginable horror. Reflecting on the hypothetical scenario of the Holocaust continuing unchecked, we are reminded of the importance of vigilance, empathy, and collective action in confronting hatred and intolerance. This thought experiment, as disturbing as it is, teaches us valuable lessons. We need to be vigilant against hate and intolerance. We can't stay silent when bigotry rears its ugly head. We must stand up for human rights, for everyone. In contemplating the chilling possibility of the Holocaust never being stopped, we are confronted with the depths of human depravity and the urgent need for vigilance against hatred and intolerance. While the Holocaust remains a tragic chapter in history, it also serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked prejudice and bigotry. By confronting the past and learning from its lessons, we can strive to build a future where such atrocities are never allowed to happen again. So, what are your thoughts? This scenario is just hypothetical, but it raises important questions. How can we better fight against hate and intolerance today? What can we learn from the Holocaust to ensure such a thing never happens again? Let's discuss in the comments below.